Dream Team, it's your favorite duo, Darian and
Mackenzie.
Back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are, back with Brianne Word. Australian answers most commonly Googled questions about Australia. Before we dive in, y'all know what I need y'all to do is dive in that subscribe button, ring notification bell, give the video a thumbs up so it gets suggested.
I already know
there's
going to be a question of, do they ride kangaroos to school?
That's going to be for sure.
Yes.
Can you think of any other questions there might be?
I'm going to go with that one for right now.
Okay. We finna find out. What we got, Brianne?
Alright, so I recently made a video where I answered the most commonly Googled questions about women as a woman. And in that video, I mentioned that I didn't want to make the Australian equivalent of that video. So naturally, you guys asked me to. And naturally, I'm going to do it anyway. Your girl is a little bit sick at the moment, so just ignore the whole voice situation. Alright, let's get on the old Google machine. Oh, it's the fall equinox today. Great. I reckon we're going to start with why do Australians say mate? Off to a great start. You know what?
I guess instead of mate, I call people bro. Like, I just call everybody bro.
And girls, we call people sis.
Sis? See, yeah. I'm like bro or crip. I'm not a gangbanger. I just like the word crip. So.
Or we call him a B.
I'm dead.
Let's Google it. Mateship as devotion to the nation and convict history. Look, I don't think that's why Australians say mate. An etiquette lesson on using the term mate in Australia, written by Paula McKinley. Number 1, men use mate, women capitalize never do. Paula, do I have some news for you? Men should never ever say mate to a woman or you're likely to get slapped down or hated forever after. Well, Paula doesn't seem to know what she's talking about, and that still doesn't answer why we use the term mate. I don't fucking know, alright? Why do Australians celebrate Australia Day? I'm not even touching that. No.
Yeah, it's like half the country be excited about Australia Day, half the country is against Australia Day, and it's just a whole problem. That's why she said, I'm not even touching that.
Do Australians celebrate Christmas with heat stroke and alcoholism? That's pretty spot on. We sit in like 30 to 40 degree heat. Sometimes there's a cyclone. That's happened once. I think it was only a category 3, but that was like the one year it wasn't hot for Christmas. But despite the fact that we're sitting effectively in a pile of sweat, we still eat all of like the traditional foods that British people and Americans eat. Like hot winter food, like roasts and shit. Doesn't make any sense. How do Australians talk? Not very well. How do Australians say Merry Christmas? Why is that a popular search? How do Australians dress? Like shit. I think Australian dress sense swings wildly from like super bogan and barely dressed at all to like really nicely dressed. You can walk down the street and have one person be like really well put together, really like nice and clean, super stylish, and then the next person has more holes in their pants than they have teeth in their mouth. They've got like a bum bag and no shoes. And that's me. How do Australian elections...
That's me. Yeah, I can understand like extreme fashion and then absolutely awful. I feel like America's similar in that. It can be similar.
For sure. For sure. You never know what you're going to see.
I swear. Like, I can look good one day myself and then next day I'm going out with sweats, a hoodie. Sweats and hoodie don't match. Shoes don't match anything. And I'm just like, this is how I'm going out today.
This is what I feel like
today. I swear.
You have to vote or you get a fine and then you vote. So, happy election day. There's 2 major parties. There's Liberal and Labor. Liberal is not Liberal, it's Conservative, and Labor is more of a Liberal party. Good luck with that.
I do like the fact that they have to vote or they get fined. It's like, you're going to use your right to vote.
You're going to use your right. I have never voted.
I haven't either, which is bad, and I shouldn't admit that, but...
But I feel like, what do you do when you don't have any good candidates?
Right.
Why would I want to vote?
Facts.
Like, we're screwed either way.
She's spitting facts. She's spitting facts.
And what am I going to do? Vote for somebody and then they get in and then I'm the reason. I'm the reason the world goes to crap? Nah.
Yeah, I should exercise my right to vote 100%. I haven't thus far. But, yeah, what she said.
like the independent parties, there's like the Australian Greens as well, which is an environmental, doing a lot of good shit party. You can Google the rest yourself. Do Australians need a visa for Bali? You actually don't if it's for less than like 30 days or something. You should double check that before going. Do Australians like Americans? Yeah, as a whole, but your government and like some of your people are a bit fucked. You have much bigger pizza sizes than we have though, so you're doing that right. We don't even get an option, it's just small. And that's the size. We should meet up and take notes. You can have our gun control ideas and we'll take your pizza. Does Australia
we can do that.
have nukes? Don't think so. What would Australia do with nukes? Like, really, what would we be doing with them? Does Australia have freedom of speech? Not as a right, no, we actually don't. There's definitely like an implied freedom of speech here, but we also have like hate speech laws and things like that, which can't exist if freedom of speech exists. Some people think not having freedom of speech as a specific written out right is a bad thing, but Australia doesn't even have a Bill of Rights at all. I think freedom of speech is a really good idea in theory, and I think you should definitely be free to talk about things, especially politically. And there shouldn't be like this shutting down of conversation just because someone is uncomfortable or someone disagrees with it. And you can disagree with having hate speech laws as even being a thing, and that's an argument that you can have, but true freedom of speech can't even exist alongside things like defamation laws or laws, for example, that say you can't go up and threaten people. You can't walk up to people and threaten to kill them, even though that is technically freedom of speech, because it's their right to be safe as well. So that's where I think like true freedom of speech in theory, yeah, great idea, but in practice doesn't actually work. Does Australia?
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I feel like I've seen a couple of videos and I've just seen people like, because other countries have like hate speech laws, you can't say hateful things, or like racist things and stuff like that, or you get fined or something. I feel like I've seen comments where Americans have disagreed with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that makes sense to have that. And I understand it, but then at the same time, I'm also on the fence of like, well, who comes up with like that? What's hate speech and what's not hate speech?
True.
Because some people, what might sound like hate speech to you might not be hate speech for me.
Facts.
So it's like, there's a thin line right there. It's a tough situation. I don't know. I mind my own and keep my nose out of everybody else's business.
I mind my own.
Yeah. Have rabies. Does Australia have rabies? Rabies virus does not currently occur in land-dwelling animals in Australia.
Oh.
Sweet. There is a virus called ABLV related to the rabies virus, which you can get from bats, though. Don't go rolling around in bat shit and you'll be fine. Does Australia have alligators? Alligators are for pussies. We've got crocodiles. We're home to the largest living reptile on the planet and the scariest fucking animal on the planet as well, in my opinion, the saltwater crocodile. There's a bunch of documentaries on YouTube about the evolutionary adaptations of saltwater crocodiles. I shit you not, they are not of this earth, except there's so much of this earth that they are way better at it than anyone else on the planet. They are fucked. They are fucked. They can survive anything. If we don't destroy the planet, even if we do, they're still going to be here. I respect their hustle. I'm proud of them, but I'm shit scared of saltwater crocodiles. Does Australia Post deliver on weekends? Australia Post barely delivers anything ever. Does Australia have volcanoes? No. There are no volcanoes. There's no volcanoes. Does Australia get... Holy shit, okay. Alright, let's bulk answer these. Does Australia get tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis, snow, cold, taxed on lotto, any snow, snow in winter, or much snow? The answer to all of those is yes. Does Australia have free healthcare? Better believe it. When I broke my foot, which is doing really well, thank you guys for asking, I can kind of walk normally again. But when that happened, I hobbled straight into a hospital and within an hour had been x-rayed, seen by a doctor, given the shoe thing and hobbled right back out. So, and have had...
Bro, within an hour?
That's not how it would have went down.
No, you'd have been there all day. All day. You'd been there all day.
And that's probably because they like, well, as long as she here, we could charge her for everything. You know what I'm saying? In America, not in Australia, but America.
Literally, you could go in there for a cold.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be in there for hours before they even tell you if you have the cold.
I swear
or not.
to God. Or you can go in there, quick 2 minutes, put the thing, you're good. That'll be $500.
Yeah.
Be like, it was 2 minutes.
Nah, that's crazy. An hour.
Nah,
I would love to. Like, most people don't even want to go because you know you're going to be there all day.
Yes. And you almost got to set up like a different appointment to get x-rays done.
Nah, for real, because literally my mom broke her ribs earlier in the year. and she broke it that morning.
Yeah.
We went to the emergency room that morning. We didn't get out until 1 in the morning.
Crazy.
1 in the morning. And that's when they finally told her that, yes, she had broken her ribs.
Crazy. I'm telling you.
Like, you couldn't have said that all this time earlier.
She found out an hour.
Like, bro, I could have told you she had broken ribs.
They said, well, since she been here so long, we could charge her for a full night in the hospital.
Practically.
That's
Probably
crazy.
dirty.
Free checkups since then. Does Australia have winter? If you're in like the Northern Territory or Northern Queensland, not really. If you're in Brisbane, barely anymore. When I moved to Brisbane 5 years ago, we had like a very cold winter for my standards, which is still not cold for like Melbourne standards. But last winter, I shit you not, was just not cold except for 2 days. And that was when I was at Splendor, and that wasn't even in Queensland. It was technically in New South Wales. And winter started like a month and a half late, and it finished super early. So I don't even think we really have a winter anymore. Can Australia defend itself? Probably not. We have like a lot of coastline, and a lot of it's very hospitable to like people coming in, but we can't defend all of that. Good luck. Why do you think we sit down here with New Zealand and just don't start shit with anyone? We just make friends with people with nukes and hope for the best. Will Australia become a republic? Dunno. Will Australia go to war? I think we're in a lot of wars at the moment that we really have nothing to do with. Will Australia be invaded? Probably. Will Australia run out of water? I mean, everyone will at some stage, but we have so many. We've got like more dams than Germany, so we are set. Unless you're in the wrong spot, then you're fucked. Will Australia go into recession? We didn't during the GFC. We probably will though. It's us. Why is Australia so hot? The sun. Why is Australia so expensive?
Why is Australia so hot?
The sun.
That's an obvious one.
It's really hard to get anything here. We live on an island in the middle of nowhere. Why is Australia Post so slow? Honestly, don't even get me started. Why is Australia's internet so slow? I'm finishing this video. It's gonna get me riled up. So there's some cool facts you can take with you in your daily life. Leave in the comments below what you would like me to answer commonly Googled questions on behalf of in the future.
I think that was the end of her answering the questions. Well, we learned a couple new things about Australia today.
My question was not in there for once.
Oh, everything.
For once.
Everything.
For once.
Maybe because it was like Google questions.
Maybe.
It was like, maybe if she would have looked on Twitter or something, your question would have been in there.
Maybe.
But, yes, I love the question, why is Australia so hot?
The sun.
Point blank period. Simple. Easy. Get right to it.
Think about it.
Now I kind of also want to go watch a documentary on crocodiles to see everything that they've been through to get to where they are today. But that's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe, ring notification bell, the video a thumbs up, and we out.